Stan Lee recently announced he was suing his former business manager for elder abuse. This came just after he made a video saying, "Stop saying I'm being abused at all." It's very confusing what is happening with him. So just to rehash the events of the last few weeks, we did cover recently that Stan Lee's blood was illegally obtained and used to infuse into comic books and then sell those comic books at the Marvel station at Treasure Island, Las Vegas for about $500 after it was found out that that was not legally obtained blood, because that was the only problem with those books. They were taken off sale. And then we got this video from Stan saying he would sue anyone who said that he was getting abused as an elder. Then the very next day, he filed a lawsuit for elder abuse. What is happening in the world of Stan Lee?
Let's first off address this. How do you obtain his blood?
Okay, here's what happened. He has a regular nurse, but
she just sat there and drew some blood?
No, they said it was for like health reasons. And then they used the blood for profit. This was for the Hands for Respect. It is a for-profit charity. And since then, it has been found that the person running that, Jerardo Olivarez, who had been a partner of Stan's daughter, JC. If you've read about this guy, sometimes it's alleged that he is essentially a con artist.
Well, yeah, he's got power of attorney now and everything from what I've heard.
That's right.
And it's just weird that, you know, again, first and foremost, Stan Lee's 95 years old.
He is.
So we can't really expect Stan to say everything that'll be clear and coherent and will make sense, especially when it's 24 hours aside. 95 years old, you're not expected to see somebody completely in their right senses. To hear him say, "Don't publish this," but then you do. Then to hear that his manager or business manager is doing all this, you know that you're taking advantage of somebody who's in their last stages. Let's just be honest. After Stan Lee's wife passed, a lot of people have said he may go quickly, because when couples have that bond—
broken heart syndrome.
He's pushed through that. He's pushed through that. He's still doing appearances. He takes time to take photos, sign autographs and whatnot. But to hear him say, "Well, I'm not being abused," and say, "Let me sue somebody for abusing me," in a sense, it lets you know there's things that are slowly starting to happen up here. I wouldn't be surprised if that be the case, but also for his business manager to be taking advantage of him, that is a horrible situation.
Yes. So according to the suit, it alleges that Olivarez and his associates fired Lee's banker. He had been his banker for over 40 years. And then they fired his attorney, transferred $4.6 million out of Lee's bank account, and then fraudulently had Lee donate $300,000 of his money to the Hands of Respect for-profit charity that I mentioned earlier, which that sounds like a mess. I mean, with the messaging, I don't know what to think, because it seems like maybe someone made him say one of them, or is there another person trying to control him in here?
It may be Stan, who actually himself said he wanted to make that message to the media. Don't publish this, don't do this, I'll sue you. Because Stan has been known to recently come out and make a lot of videos on his own, speaking out, just record me, put it out. So he may have done that, and then the next day, you know, somebody was like, "Look, we're gonna do this because this needs to be done," unfortunately. And that is, like you said, that's where the confusion comes in. So who knows, but I'm hoping for the best to come out of this, because Stan Lee's a pioneer. We all know we've got Avengers Infinity War coming out. We wouldn't have this, in a sense, without him.
Yeah, so I mean, like right after we found out all this was happening, we had people like Kevin Smith, Seth Green, Felicia Day saying, like, "Stan, we all want what's best for you. Please, we'll help you, whatever. We're all standing with you." And I think that is the general consensus. We want what's best for 95-year-old Stan Lee to not be robbed at this point. And I don't think that's a crazy thing to ask for.
He should be able to live out his last days, no matter how long it may be, whether it be months or years, in relative peace.
Right. Audience, what do you think is happening at the bottom of this all? It's very confusing. Please let us know on Facebook and Twitter.